Hi everybody, Kim Markland here. Talking to you today about Moses. Moses received the divine revelation at the burning bush when God called him, and he turned aside to look at that. Moses, Moses, the Lord said, and he said, "Here I am." And we know the story that Moses was called to a great work to free the people of Israel from their bondage in Egypt. And the Lord revealed his name to him and said, "I am who I am." Because Moses has asked the question, what is his name? When the children of Israel asked me, what is his name? Who has sent you to us? The Lord revealed to him in verse 14 of chapter 3, the book of Exodus, "I am who I am." So the Lord revealed to him a name, a special name. And in addition to that, that they would one day worship on this holy mountain. He said, this would be a sign for you, that when I have sent you, your people will be brought back out of Egypt, and they shall worship the Lord on the holy mountain of Mount Horeb. So God revealed the name of the special name of God. And in addition to this, we see that Moses, though, questions God and has concerns about whether or not he's the right man for the job. He feels like that they won't believe him. He feels that he won't be able to prove that he's worthy of the call. Moses answered and said in chapter 4, verse 1, "But suppose they will not believe me or listen to my voice. And the Lord, and they say, the Lord hasn't appeared to you." And then the Lord said to him, "What is in your hand?" And he said, "A rod." And the Lord said, "Take that rod and throw it down on the ground." And when he did, it turned into a snake. And Moses was afraid. He fled from it. And the Lord said, "Pick it up." And when he picked it up, it became a rod again. So the Lord showed him the signs. And he said, that they may believe that the Lord, the God of their fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob has appeared to you. In the same way, he put his hand into his bosom and pulled out, and it was leprosy, and then he put it back in again, and it was healed again. So the Lord gave him these affirming signs so that the people would know that he is with him, the Lord, that he is with Moses, and that Moses is his servant. But Moses still had some objections. He said, "Oh, my Lord, I'm not eloquent. I'm not a good speaker. Neither before nor since I've spoken to your servant, but I am slow of speech and slow of tongue." The Lord said to him, "Who has made man's mouth?" This is verse 11. "Or has made the mute and the deaf and the seeing or the blind? Have not I, the Lord? Therefore go and I will be with you. I will be your mouth. I will teach you what to say." So Moses continually gave these objections to the Lord of why he could not be successful. Either they wouldn't believe him, or he wouldn't have the power or the authority, or they wouldn't know who he was. And when God gives him all the signs, God shows him all his abilities to work through him, Moses looked at himself and he said, "I'm not enough. I'm just not enough. I'm not a good speaker." And finally, Moses respond, "O Lord, send by the hand of whomever else you may send." And that's chapter 4, verse 13. So in other words, Lord, send somebody else. Now, God had a plan. God had promised to his people that they would receive that promised land. He had cut a covenant with Abraham, and he had affirmed that covenant with Isaac and Jacob, and he had a job to do. He was going to accomplish his purpose with or without Moses, but he wanted Moses to be obedient and fall in line. So finally, he got angry. And he said, "Isn't Aaron your brother, the Levite? I know that he can speak well. Look, he's also coming out to meet you. When he sees you, he will be glad in his heart. Now you shall speak to him and put the words in his mouth, and I will be your mouth and with his mouth, and I will teach you what you shall do. So he shall be your spokesperson for the people, and he himself shall be a mouth for you. And you shall be to him as God. And you shall take his rod in your hand, and with him you shall do these signs." So that is chapter 4, verses 14 to 17. And Aaron becomes a prophet. Aaron becomes a spokesperson, a mouthpiece for Moses. But Moses presented obstacle after obstacle and didn't feel that God could use him. But of course, we know the story. God did use him. God used him miraculously. Pharaoh hardened his heart. But eventually, the people of Israel were redeemed. They were released from the land of Egypt, and they were able to enter into that promised land. But sometimes we find that there might be difficulties when When the Lord's telling us to do something, we may come up with all these different obstacles like Moses did. I'm not enough, or I'm not a good speaker, or I just am not bright enough, or I'm just not smart enough, or I don't think I can be successful, or people won't believe me, people won't listen to me, it's not going to work out. And sometimes we try to rationalize and reason ourselves out of God's purposes and plans, which can be sometimes difficult. And Moses did have challenges when he encountered Pharaoh. It wasn't an easy walk for him. He had to go back multiple times, and things became more difficult before they got better and before God's will was accomplished. But we have to remember that God has a plan and his ways are higher than our ways. So be encouraged to know that, yes, you're not enough, but God with you is always enough. And he will see you through, and he will enable you to accomplish his plan and his purpose.